you very much, Augusto, Talicia, Takahashi. And now we will follow with the agenda. We are going to have on the parallel session, starting now, A3 Thinking for Inclusive Strategy Development. And here on the main stage, I have the opportunity to have Chile sharing the challenging our logistics to find new opportunities. So welcome Chile to stage. Welcome Beatriz. Welcome everyone.
Thank you very
And let's
much.
enjoy this moment.
Thank you, Christian, and thank you everybody to join with us. Hello, everybody. This is Beatriz Siqueiros from Lead Institute Chile. Very pleased to be here with Jaime Marquez, EGAKAT General Manager, and also Christian Compañón, Inchcape Logistics and Operations Manager. Jaime and Christian will share the story of how developing a closer relationship with a supplier allow EGAKAT to embrace a lean and transform its management model. We are going to let the Q&A at the end of the session, around 5 minutes before the session ends. So every questions or comments, please put it on the chat. And with that said, Christian, please let the story begin.
Hello, everybody. I'm Christian. I'm based in Santiago. And I will tell you the story of how, from the problems of the logistics from pandemics in 2021, we did a turnaround in our logistics in terms of cost and in a record time. So I will speak a little about Inchcape. Inchcape is the main global player in automotive distribution. Our purpose is to bring mobility to the world communities for today, for tomorrow, and for the better. And we want to be the main platform where the OEM can distribute their cars in everywhere in the world. We have operation in 41 countries with more than 18,000 employees and more than 1,000 distribution places. So we are a big company, and in Chile is the largest market for Inchcape, and we have a massive logistic and which is very complex because it mixes original parts equipment with aftermarket parts equipment. So in 2021, in pandemics, all the people that work in logistics, we have tough times because all the main flows was disrupted, and we have problems with supplier fill rates. We have problems doing forecasts of our sales, and also that is, if you can go, and plenty of back orders of our suppliers because all the world was pumping parts and goods everywhere. So also with that, we have a lot of shortage of containers, and that generates port saturation, increasing our transport cost. So in that time, when demand from Chile start going down, we start to have problems because we have plenty of stock. We have 3 main distribution centers, Lobosa, which is the main one, and we need to create extra port facilities because as we were full, we can't give back the containers to the sea, the vessel companies. So we had like $500,000 per month of demurrage. And in that moment, we were struggling to find more place to store our goods. And in that moment, we have a 3PL operator that was full, and we have EGAKAT. And in that moment, I knew, I was the manager of the logistics, that EGAKAT was the only supplier that will find more place to store for us. In that moment, I didn't know Jaime, but I remember that time that was like the supplier that did the extra mile for us. So I'm just showing you this because it's very important for the next slides, because I'm the customer of Jaime. I'm the invited of the invited. Okay, and after that we have a lot of learnings, and we develop a master plan. That is, you can. And we thought to create a logistic specialized by customer. So to separate OEM operations, OEM original equipment, with aftermarket that was a retail operation. Okay, OEM logistic supply dealers, and aftermarket supply large wholesalers who have a 100 stores network of own retail. So different logistics. And in 2017, we start working with the Lean Institute Chile, and we start our travel of developing lean thinking in the operations. And in that moment, we developed a 5 years master plan. So it was 2022, and we thought to capture the value of this master plan in 2027. So in that moment, I knew Jaime, and we start developing close relations with EGAKAT, as they had in that moment a strong spirit to develop their business, and a strong spirit to do it well. So the original plan was to develop our own distribution center, to have aftermarket parts and our own distribution center for original parts. But the Jaime teams start to taking like 10% of the operation, because we were full. Then 20% of the operation. And in a moment, it seems more suitable to develop EGAKAT as the main future operator for aftermarket than to develop our own warehouse and operations. And why this is important? Because we were advancing a 5-year plan to capture the value of the plan to 2 years. So 3 full years of value capture. So Jaime team and EGAKAT were like a bit firefighters, no, Jaime? A bit, yeah, in that time. Yeah. And I was a bit concerned about the risk to give a massive operation to a supplier that didn't have the right process. So I told Jaime to call some friends from the Lean Institute Chile, so he can start develop his way of thinking to improve stability through do continuous in problems, to improve his performance. So this was a great time, because Jaime and his team start his lean journey. So I think I will stop telling our story and give Jaime so he can tell us how he lives this challenge.
He embraced this challenge. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so EGAKAT, I'm in Chile as well. I'm the general manager, and we're gonna see a short video about the company, and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so in general, we're logistics provider. We like to define ourselves as a one-stop shop logistics, and as Christian mentioned, we like to in a very passionate and with a lot of will help our customers and work with them to go beyond unconventional challenges as the one as Christian presented a few years back. So, dale, Beatriz. So just to have to go back in history, we started transactions with Inchcape in early 2019, and mainly it was transactional business. In terms of logistics, it was pallet in, pallet out, and just storing space. In 2021, as Christian mentioned, he with his team, he came up with the master plan of having high volume centralized logistics, and to mention, it was their objectives. They had their objectives. We had our own objectives, since we began with a transactional form. And then he said, okay, you work with us, you have a lot of will, you have a fairly good service, but in order to take the next step and to take this challenge, you need to think differently. You need to take a different approach. It's gonna get complicated, it's gonna be hard, and you have to do things differently. So he introduced us to the Lean Institute in Chile. He shared with us the famous the Lean House, and we started from there. And we knew in 2022 that we need to change our management system. Usual approach to logistics service wasn't going to be enough. So we began our journey with the Lean Institute in Chile. What we did was starting with daily management, day 3, VSM, and starting incorporating all the company in this new way of thinking, because we didn't have time. The truth was we didn't have time. Volume was coming in very fast, and we needed to do it good. It wasn't enough with willpower, but it had to be good service. So through lean transformation in 2023, we decided that our objectives had to be common objectives. We needed to work as one, as a whole, and needed to capture synergies for 3 years. We need to take them all the way to 2023. And in this year, in this current year, we confirmed, or Christian and his team confirmed our role as a strategic partner, and a partner that needed to keep working on continuous improvement. That was our journey, little improvements every day, and keep going on what we were doing. So what we did was mainly we have different type of warehouses, as you saw on the video, and different type of operations. One of the things that we did was specialized one of our distribution centers in automotive operations, but automotive operations based on lean logistics. So we built that with Christian, with his team, and with all the EGAKAT team, and Beatriz and the Lean Institute in Chile.
Jaime, I remember in 2022, when you start building the center, we did a lot of Gemba together, so we can start seeing the problem that we see in common. And in that time, we agreed that every improvement that it's done together will be shared, half for EGAKAT, half for EGAKAT. So it's really a way how as a client you can, with lean thinking, to develop a supplier and do continuous improvement with the supplier. They were great times, Jaime.
Indeed, they were, they still are, and they still are. We have a lot of opportunities left. But as Christian mentioned, yeah, well, we define our relationship as a really open relationship, and our relationship is we, as he said, we do Gembas together. We like to make problems very visible, and we know that every problem has a big opportunity behind it. So we have a lot of stories on those Gemba walks, a lot of worries, but we don't have time for all the stories.
For that. But we may see a book later with all the tears, the blood, the sweeten, and also the chairs, no, the gains of everything. What you just said is very important, because we hear a lot on our customers, on some implementations, when they say, when you realize that you need to go outside your store, your house, your walls. When you go out of your walls, they continue to say, no, but what is going to be the gain? What is going to be the incentive for the customer, for the supplier, whatever you are? So you're mentioning something that can help others that go together, and of course accept the challenge. You need to agree on how, but share the gains is something that could be very helpful for other people.
Oh,
Thank you.
well, yeah. I have to highlight that from the very beginning, Christian was very, very open, and he said, look, it's not enough that you want to do it. You have to do it great, but also you have to add a component of efficiency and effectiveness to operation. So from that moment on, our approach to solving and implementing was an approach of if we succeeded together. If we failed,
Together.
we failed together. So
Excellent.
So
So-
on the key, we believe the key items for this transformation, and I like to point some of them. The first one is in terms of leadership. We had to invert the pyramid. So we understood that our boss was our customer and our customers. So if we didn't do things well for all of them, we weren't gonna succeed. By inverting the pyramid, what we did was putting the team and the operation first, making them accountable for performing well, for developing the operation, for solving problems, and we needed to be facilitators on their journey on this operation. As I mentioned, trust is very important. So we began by saying things how they were, but I believe that in order to gain trust, you have to be open and you have to be trustful, but you also have to deliver. You have to give results, and that's one of the things that we did. It was like Christian was giving us the opportunity. We knew that we had one shot at it, and the way to give back that trust was delivering results. We're passionate about service. Our service attitude was always upfront, and by changing the structure on the pyramid and our organizational structure, service was among everyone on the team. The collaboration, as on the examples that we mentioned earlier, Gemba together, we do A3s together, we do VSMs in collaboration. When we began the operation, Christian opened the doors of his warehouse, so our team could go and get training on his process, on his products, on his tools, because as he mentioned, he began his journey years earlier. So we said, okay, we need to learn from you, teach us. So they were very open and to collaborate, and we sent the whole team to learn and to practice and to, let's say, make mistakes in a safe environment, because we were allowed to make mistakes. That was, I think it was key, and people felt safe and perform very well. The next one, continuous improvement. We have like a Kaizen mindset, little improvements every day, 1% every day at the end of the year is a huge amount of improvement. So we embrace improvement as a culture every day, and everybody in the team has to have that mindset. And I think our purpose was clear. We invested a lot of time with Christian, his team, our team, stating the purpose, saying very clear what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve, and what we needed to develop in order to make this happen, to improve, to make a project of 5-6 years, make it into years with a very, very complex scenario. So having our purpose was very, very important for us. Some of the images show you what we have been discussing. We have daily management boards in every section of the warehouse. It's not just one on the warehouse. It's by process, by team, and we do it together. We check indicators, problems together, because many of the problems are not just a responsibility from us to solve them. We need sometimes assistance from the Inchcape team. So the problems are shared, and we solve them on the daily management boards that we have. And the picture on the right is like they say, the cherry on the top, a project that we did with very high complexity, and in just a few months, I would say, I don't know, like 5-6 months, Christian. We have to move
Yes.
more
Maybe
than
less.
10,000-12,000 SKUs, keep the fill rate above the 98-ish%. So we did a project again in collaboration with the team, and implemented the last part of the project, which was all the spare parts and the units, the fulfillment units, in this kind of operation.
And here in this picture, we can see Jaime is continuously in the Gemba. Very important to have the leader on the Gemba, challenging and supporting the team. And also not only Jaime, Inchcape team it's in there, no? They participate in some meetings, in collaborative meetings, management. So they are on the Gemba. They are continuously working together with it in this relation. Wow. A question was regarding the results, and also for later to say the biggest roadblock on the implementation. So review the value impacts, and that both can share, and then if you can mention what was the biggest roadblock of the implementation. Inchcape results.
So for Inchcape, we cut the logistic cost by a half, and we do it 2 years before our original plan. Okay, and also we increase in 30%, 130% the process orders. This also allow us to improve our original spare part center distribution. So the real impact here is how fast we did it, and that time allow us to capture before that value. Okay, and this developing a supplier, it's not very common in the way of logistics. Usually we think that we must do the things better than the others, so we should have our own operation. In this case, it wasn't the case. So I want to thank Jaime team and Inchcape team, Ignacio, Felipe, Jose, and the rest, because they achieved this, and it's impressive. So thank you.
Jaime, there are 2 minutes before the end of the meeting, so let's hear about
really
EGAKAT results.
really quick, as we also capture a lot of value. We increased our revenue by 123%, and as Christian said, I also like to mention the team, because this is a team effort. So Jose, Daniel, all the team in EGAKAT, Ignacio, Felipe, and of course Christian and Inchcape for giving us the chance to prove that we could do it. So that's our impact, and in terms of, let's say, a little bit of complexity, if you want to go to the next one.
The other one.
We increased our picking units by more than 1,000%. So the complexity in the warehouse incremented a lot.
look into the future. We have Christian here, so this has been a very, very good story. Thank you very much, Jaime, Christian. There are some questions that we can share later with the ancient audience. So thank you very much. And also there's a continuous improvement. So more challenge for
Beatriz, I would recommend this session is ending here, but go to the lobby, continue exchanging there. There are a lot of people watching. They can continue answering questions and exchanging on the lobby. So see you
Okay.
guys.
Great.